once again for ADAPT. We're on the red carpet, one of my favorite charities. They're a fabulous organization, and we're here at Cipriani's in NYC. Stay tuned for all the action. Mark is joining us tonight because we're talking about the technology and the community service that his entire organization has gotten behind to make a difference at ADAPT. So congratulations, but also thank you.
Thank you.
So you've spent a lot of time in technology. You used to work for AOL, and then you worked for Coca-Cola, and now you're at Cox. You've been here, there, and everywhere. But it seems like the theme throughout your whole entire career has been someone that's a future thinker. So let's talk about that and how you decided to apply it for the goodness of ADAPT.
Absolutely. So I think a theme throughout my career has been innovation, bringing technological solutions to improve customers' lives and people's lives. And I have the great privilege of working for Cox Enterprises, a family-owned company that's been around for 126 years. And our mission is to build a better future for the next generation. And part of what we do is to innovate and develop technology and accessibility solutions so that people who need those specific technology solutions can enjoy our connectivity and our TV offerings.
Amazing offerings that you have, and I was really impressed and really excited when I got to talk to you tonight. I was asking James, I said, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I said, would you please ask if I could interview him? When you were interviewing there, what made you say yes to that company? Like, what was it about that company that, can you talk to us about that, yes, for you?
Absolutely. So a couple of things. It's all about the values of the company. Okay. It's about giving back to the community, and it's about supporting our employees. And I really felt a heartfelt drawing to that culture and that mission. And the Buddhists say that when you are doing your best work that you're good at, in the service of others, you are living in your Dharma. And I must say, at Cox Enterprises, I am living in my Dharma, serving all of our customers and our beautiful citizens around this country.
What were some of the things that you implemented? You have technology that allows people's like remote controls and the set-top boxes. What specifically did you guys put together?
Yeah, a couple of things. So if you think about enjoying our wonderful TV offerings, we have a voice remote, which gets you right to the good stuff with your voice control. You can, some of our customers can use their eyes only to navigate the guide, and others use a tuck or puff mechanism to help them navigate. And then for our digital and e-commerce offerings, we offer Braille, we offer website readers. We live in such a digital world that it's so important to have those accessibility solutions.
I agree. I thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful time tonight. And please take back my glad tidings to your company, just to say that I said thank you. So thank you so much. What is one thing this year in 2025 that you personally or you as a company are hoping magically happens? So like if I was the fairy godmother and I could go ding, ding, like what would that be?
I would say that we ding ding follow through on all the broadband infrastructure dollars to help bridge the digital divide and serve the unserved with great connectivity.
I'm great. I just flew in from London, really excited to be here, such an amazing venue, and already a buzzing crowd.
Oh yes, indeed. Now were you born there in the UK? Tell us about your early days there.
Yes, I was born in London. I started my life as a fashion photographer. For 10 years I worked for Vogue, for GQ. And then in my kind of late 20s, I decided I wanted to do something more with my work. I wanted to use photography to tell stories. And I realized it was this really powerful weapon to create change. And I always said I'm not a photojournalist, I'm an angry man with a camera.
There you go.
I wanted to create change with my photography. And so that's what I did. I moved to Angola, I was documenting wars in Angola, South Sudan, DR Congo. And when I say documenting wars, it was the impact of war. I don't photograph soldiers, tanks, explosions, it's about civilians and the price that they pay in conflicts. Unfortunately, while doing that work in 2011, I was in Afghanistan. I was with a group of American soldiers from the 101st Airborne, and we were ambushed, and as we ran for cover, I stepped on an improvised explosive device. I lost both my legs, my arm. I was still conscious. I remember the whole thing.
You lost your legs as well? I did not realize that.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
both legs and an arm.
Okay.
So very few people survive that. I spent 1 year in hospital, 37 operations to save my life. But the most interesting part for me was 46 days in intensive care. Now in those 46 days, I could only communicate with the world by blinking. Now if you imagine, you think you're dying, you don't know if you'll survive. Family twice came in to say goodbye, and all I could do was blink back at them. But you know what? That was the making of me. Because you have to create a world in your head. You have to discipline yourself. Because when you can't communicate, I call it ultimate lockdown. You know, I'm trapped in my own imagination. So I used to do projects. One was called 100 Portraits Before I Die.
Okay.
And I imagined the 100 people I wish I'd done portraits of in my career as a photographer. And I would visualize those shoots. I'd meet them. What would I say to them? Would I be using color, lighting, studio location? And I would see the end result and critique it. And so you know what's amazing? I learned in those 46 days the power of the human mind. Because even locked down, unable to move, only able to blink, I improved myself as a photographer, as a creative, as an artist, and as a man. So I left after a year, learned to walk again, and within 18 months I was back in Afghanistan, carrying on the work that I do to this day.
You are unstoppable. I mean, everyone loves you. The United Nations loves you. Everybody loves you, right? You are a liaison for that. You are everyone's eyes, right? It's beautiful that you're here for ADAPT tonight. What do you like about ADAPT? Why does this resonate with you?
So in my life, even before my injury, when I gave up fashion photography, actually I was a care worker. I walked away from fashion, a very successful career, hanging out with the likes of Mariah Carey, Lenny Kravitz, to become a care worker. And people said, what have you done? You've walked away from this glamorous life, getting paid a lot of money, to be a care worker for a young man with autism. And I said, yes, but for the first time in my life, I'm happy. Because the first time in my life, I could see the direct and positive impact on somebody else's life. So I've been a care worker for 2 years, then worked with somebody with multiple sclerosis for another 3 years. So in my 30s, I spent 5 years of my life as a care worker, so I understand what that is. Then of course in my own journey, 10 years later, I end up getting injured and having to learn to live with disability myself. But I always say that was a gift, because it meant I could connect with the people I document in a completely different way. So for me, my experience really means that I understand the work that ADAPT does. And I'm a big believer that you cannot empower someone else. Now a lot of organizations, they talk about empowering other people. What I learned in my own recovery is that when I was in pain, putting prosthetic legs on, learning to walk, be bleeding, nobody could make me do that. I had to do that. What I needed was the people around me to help and facilitate my self-empowerment. So what do we have to do? I have my own NGO as well. We have to break down the barriers and stop people empowering themselves, and that's exactly what ADAPT does.
I could not have ever said that more beautifully. So powerful, like I'm just having this conversation with you, and sometimes when I'm talking to somebody, the whole entire world just disappears, and I feel like we had that moment together, which now we're sharing with the audience. So we hope that you got value out of that as well, because that's what we're doing here tonight. We just want to bring awareness to ADAPT and to other organizations that are making a difference. You know, I was talking to Abigail, we can share our time, our talent, or our treasure. And even though you've had many awards for a lot of your beautiful photography, because I did a lot of research on you, tonight's award must resonate really within your heart.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not being honored tonight. What I'm doing is representing all the people who have shared their stories with me, the thousands that have walked beside me, and the millions in the world living with disability like myself. So I'm here not to be honored, but I am honored to represent all of those whose stories I tell.
Are your parents still with us?
Unfortunately not now.
I just feel that whoever made a difference when you were a very small young lad did a really good job. Yeah, you're a really good person. I've interviewed like 18,000 people. You are a really, really good person. And I thank you for spending time with me tonight.
No, of course.
And I hope we raise a lot of money, right? Like a lot of money to make a big, big difference. They are doing wonderful work in this organization. What's one thing that you're hoping for in 2025? What, like if somebody could just, if I had the magic wand tonight and I said, ding, what would the ding be?
You know, I always say that I don't photograph war. I go to some of the worst places you could imagine. what I find there and what I document is a mother feeding a baby, a grandmother brushing granddaughter's hair, a father on the floor doing lessons with his children. That's what I document, love. And so all I would wish for this year, the year after, is that people embrace love again.
Hello, lovely Abigail. Good to see you again.
Donna. Hello, lovely Donna. It's going to take me a while to get used to the mic. Sorry.
I know, right?
I'm new here.
Well, tonight you're the MC. Like you're the hostess with the mostest.
Yes.
Are you excited about that role tonight?
Always. This is my third time hosting, so hopefully third time's the charm. I hope I bring my, signature blend of irreverence and inspiration, but I'm really just going to stick to the script and behave myself this evening. Last year I fangirled a lot over Katie Ledecky because we honored her Uncle John, and I was a little ridiculous. But she does follow me now on Instagram, so it was totally worth it.
Let's go Islanders. Okay. Woo! Woo!
Yeah, John, I need tickets, thanks.
So tonight is a wonderful celebration, and the theme tonight is the future is now, right? So one of the things that we worked on last year is we worked on technology, right? And now this year we're talking about taking that technology and being more creative than ever with it. What are you most looking forward to for tonight?
Well, I just love the fact that ADAPT always looks at the whole person and comes up with individual solutions, one person at a time. I think, we get caught up in this mob mentality, but ADAPT has always been very, very singular and targeted specific individuals to help them achieve, their life goals in the best way possible, the most technologically advanced way possible, always providing those resources. So I'm just excited to see what's next, and I'm always excited to be here. I love these people. I think they're just amazing and on the forefront of all the exciting, cool stuff.
Now, speaking of cool, you're working on a few different projects, something you started a couple of years ago. Let's mention those two projects.
Sure. So I have Daruma, which is streaming now, and Daruma is the first feature film to authentically cast both leads. Both leads are disabled, and they are authentically cast with those disabilities. Tobias Forrest and John Lawson. Beautiful story about family and forgiveness and hope, and it's a road trip story. Really talented actors, excited to be a part of that one. And then the other one is called Regarding Us, which is based on a true story. It's about a trans teacher who was fired from the Catholic diocese, and her journey and figuring out who she is, the message that she wants to give out to the world. And I play a mom of a questioning youth. Difficult role, but one that I was really grateful to get out there because I think everybody's truth needs to be told and shared, and I just want to keep making art that matters. So
now, tonight is really exciting and kind of monumental because I heard that there's over 600 people here in attendance at Cipriani, right?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like the buzz is out there. Like, ADAPT is doing good things and people want to participate in that.
And I think people are just really excited about it being a new year. I feel like for a lot of us with the fires in LA, the year kind of just started. We kind of hit pause, and I think people just want to help. I think we are all just so desperate to do something that makes a difference, and I'm just glad that the people with the big pocketbooks are choosing to support ADAPT. If I could, I would love to say that before the event tonight has even started, we have already raised over $1 million.
Oh, Abigail, I just got chills.
Yeah.
Oh my, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but
but that's really cool.
I'll get permission. What's that phrase? I'll ask forgiveness, not permission.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Okay, so we're here cheerleading. Yay! We're actually real friends in real life too.
Yes.
So when we
We're just going to be ridiculous.
yeah,
It's
we're just
okay.
ridiculous. It's okay.
We're allowed.
But we are allowed. We had to ask permission. We're like, James, can we be ridiculous? He's like, yeah, go ahead. That's really great news.
Yeah.
That's really, really great news because someone cares enough to put their money where their mouth is. Somebody's like, I am in all the way. That's fantastic.
And I think it's really cool because the silent auction hadn't even happened. They're literally already donating when there's nothing to donate for. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Because ADAPT's legacy speaks for itself. So I'm thrilled. You can feel the excitement in the air tonight. It's really beautiful. Fresh off that Oscars buzz, it's
I know,
great.
Right? Woo! I've got my paddle. Were you eating popcorn last night when you were watching?
Of course.
Okay.
Of
Do you
course.
sing? Do you sing?
I do sing.
Okay. So what is your favorite go-to? What's your favorite go-to karaoke song, Abigail?
Ooh. My Donna, that's an amazing question. All right, so I don't know what my favorite is, but I'm going to go with the one that always surprises people, which is Pulling Out Uninvited by Alanis Morissette.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
All right, give us a little something.
I am flattered by your fascination with me. Like any hot-blooded woman, I have simply wanted an object to crave. All right, that's enough.
I love that. Mine was always I Will Survive, and then I got to interview Gloria Gaynor, and I was at her house, and then I was like, exactly, and I was like, excuse me, I just wanted to let you know you're my go-to karaoke song, and she goes, oh, that's precious. And I was like, yeah, she's like, yeah, that was sweet, but she was amazing and so lovely and so kind to me as well.
I'll never forget when I got to visit one of the preschools and hang out with the kids, and as a mom, that was just so amazing to see kids that process the world differently and what their strengths are, and they were so inspiring, and it was really fun. And I think that's something people need to remember, is that charities that do this kind of work, it can be fun, it can be fulfilling and satisfying, and it's absolutely worth your time. If you have treasure, we'll always take your treasure. But time, talent, treasure, I'm all about it.
And talent, they have the theater program too, which is also wonderful and unique.
Yes, and dancing. Like, they've got a great a singing group that performs. They're just remarkable individuals.
Well, have fun tonight, because now the room's starting to get crowded and people are going to want to take your picture and say hi to you. So have a great
I
time.
just want to hang out here all night. I feel safe here.
One of the beautiful things about ADAPT is that you never know the connections, the family, the love that comes through on a night like tonight. Tonight's very historical for you, Liz, you were mentioning, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the background about your family and their family.
In 1981, this one's grandfather, who we adore, Apple, and her beautiful mother, Renee, their grandfather, Nelson Rockefeller, was awarded the Hausman Humanitarian Award, and here they are tonight.
So have you been, I was going to say, Tanya, have you been to an ADAPT event before?
I think I've been to all of them since Liz and I became best friends, so maybe 8 of them, I don't know. They're fantastic, and you too, Renee.
I have also, and this is Apple's first time.
Yes, extremely special, yeah.
What do you find most important about being a giver in life right now? You know, as a long historic family, why is it important to give? Why are nights like tonight important?
Oh wow, I mean, tonight's like this are always important. It's always important to look at the people who need us to be present and to be able to give back.
Well, and also to remember to provide care and compassion, and always remember and help, especially in these days when, I don't know, giving might be drying up.
Right? So we were saying you could share your time, your talent, or your treasure, sometimes all three, right? What are you most looking forward to in 2025? How do you like to make a difference in life? What makes your heart happy?
Well, giving back in every way that I can. I have my own sort of things that I focus on. Liz has ADAPT. I have other charities that I support and that I follow, but they're all important. I mean, whatever speaks to your heart, whatever inspires you, get involved, because everyone has their own thing, right?
Exactly.
And I think it's important to identify that and continue to support it, whatever that may be.
And I do agree with you. Yeah, I remember being little and my dad was on strike one year and I had this little tiny Lion piggy bank and I brought it to him and he goes, oh sweetheart, things aren't that bad. But sometimes in life we just need to try to be other-centered, right? Not to think so much about ourselves, but to think about others. And that's what ADAPT does so beautifully. Are you excited about this year with ADAPT, Liz?
I am so excited. It's 80 years. It's 80 years. It's the longest, oldest charity in New York State right now, helping the disabled. And we have to stick together and we have to come together to do this because they can't do it on their own, and it's very important to support this cause, very important.
I think coming together, we should put our hands and just say, go adapt. Ready?
Yeah,
okay,
right.
let's all go in.
Right.
Come on, there we go. 1, 2, 3, go adapt!
Donna, you know, I have been proud to amplify the work of ADAPT Community Network for more than 20 years now. My brother is here with me tonight. He was diagnosed with autism when he was a toddler. And during the 1960s, there was not much support or resources for children with autism. They were typically told to go into a facility, and the parents were sometimes told to forget about them. ADAPT has shown what happens when you believe in the abilities of all people.
He's a cartoonist, right?
He is a cartoonist, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud to be his big sister, and he has truly inspired me, Donna, to do everything I can to amplify the work of organizations that help people who cannot help themselves. These are our cities, our states, and our nation's most vulnerable population. And it's organizations like ADAPT that answer the call to speak out for those who can't speak up for themselves.
And oftentimes their talents are our treasure, right? Like your brother's art or someone else's theater, they're able to perform. Like everybody has an it in life, right? And it's just helping them find their it and celebrating it in such a way that we all get to find that joy.
That's so true, so well said, Donna, because my brother has been creating cartoons since he was a little kid. And a lot of people thought it was just, what is that? What is he doing? It doesn't look like anything. And now he's a published author. Now, together, my brother and I go to schools and encourage children to pursue their art, to pursue their dreams, and to never judge someone. There was a time my brother could have never spoken in front of a crowd. Now he speaks in front of hundreds of children. So it's important to believe in them, be patient, support them, and that's what ADAPT Community Network does.
They absolutely do. You've had a long, illustrious, amazing career. Who was one person that you might want to just say thank you to tonight? Who was somebody that said, Cheryl, I think you might have some talent in that area? Is it a teacher or a family member?
It is my mom, and she's here tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so glad that I brought my mom, because my mom believed in all of her children through all manner of tragedy, Donna. My father died when we were all children. New York City firefighter killed in a motorcycle accident. And my mother said, all of my children are going to make it, including the one with autism.
Yes.
And so it is.
I hope to meet your mom. I would love to say hello to her, because you know what? That's really what it's about. It's about people standing up and making a difference and being a yes for one another. And you're such a strong yes for tonight, and I hope we raise a lot of money.
Yes, that's the goal. We want to raise money for this organization, especially now when federal funding is in jeopardy. And we want to let organizations like ADAPT know we got your back.
Indeed we do. There's 600 people here tonight. How are you feeling about that?
I think it's amazing in this day and age to get this amount of people out to support a cause like this. One of a kind.
Now, Mr. Matthews not being here this year, Linda has taken the reins.
Yep.
What are your hopes for 2025 for ADAPT?
Continue to grow, keep providing services for the people who need us, and it should be a great year.
Now, this is a family tradition for you, right? What is it that makes you still say yes? Because sometimes second generation, third generation, they don't really want to be bothered with the reasons and the whys of the people that were before them. But why did you personally say, yes, I'm still in?
Well, it's in my blood, first of all, and secondly, the need never goes away.
So this year, there's new technology that Cox has been helping you with.
Yes.
What other types of services do you need? Is there a wish list for you this year? Because they say the future is now. That's the theme.
It's AI, it's technology. It's going to make these people who have developmental disabilities, their lives better each and every day. The advancements we're going to see in the next 5 years are going to be spectacular. Hopefully Cox Communications will lead the charge, which I'm confident they will. and the future is bright.
And you have a lot of people that love you, people you went to high school with, all kinds of people. What does tonight mean to you?
Well, each and every year it's a culmination of a lot of effort on part of our staff and of our donors and of course our clients. And what it means to me is it's nice to see dedication and people who care in a world that sometimes spins out of control. And for me, each and every year it's a coming home.
Speaking of coming home, earlier tonight, your daughter is here as well. How many children do you have? You just have the one daughter?
I have 2 kids. One's up in boarding school and the other here is present with us.
Okay, do you think the family tradition is going to continue in good hands?
Oh, it better. They pretty much have no choice.
There you go. We're here with Mark, one of the wonderful honorees for this evening. I can do that better. We're here with Mark, and he's one of the honorees for this evening. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Why does ADAPT mean so much to you?
Well, I think 2 reasons. One, I grew up with 2 disabled parents my whole life from the time I was about 9 or 10 years old. So understanding the community and supporting the community has literally been part of my life. And I've been partners and friends with Jimmy Hausman for over 30 years. So Jimmy got me involved in ADAPT many, many years ago, and it's just an absolutely wonderful cause.
Now, your parents became disabled later in their life, so when you were little, it wasn't so, but then your family was challenged by that?
So when I was 7 and 9 years old, both my parents, who were in their 20s at the time, they got married as teenagers, they both had terrible accidents, and so they both became permanently disabled before I was 10.
Oh my goodness. So what is it about The Future Is Now, which is the theme for tonight, that resonates with your heart?
For me, understanding how important it is that we can make a difference if we just take that first step and say, hey, you know what? We don't have to talk about what we're going to do later, what we might do, what we want to do. We have to just take that first step, and that first step always leads to a second and a third.
You graduated from Hofstra University with your law degree. Do you ever go back to your alma mater to kind of give back to them as well through mentorship?
So it's interesting you say that, because my wife and I have set up a permanent scholarship years ago at Hofstra for kids whose families were either in the military or the police force, which is what my family was. My dad, when he broke his neck and his back, he was a New York City police officer. And so we set up a permanent scholarship. And just on this past Saturday, I received a letter from the recipient of the scholarship. It could have been the nicest letter I've ever received in my life, thanking me for helping him to go to law school. And it was so touching, it was incredible, and it was just 2 days ago.
And that's what tonight's all about too. It's about, sometimes we might not ever hear from that person directly, but just knowing that our dollars, our time, our talent make a difference, for me, it has always fueled me since the age of 12. It's my why.
By the way, I always say that being in a position and being able to give and then to give, whether it's money or time, is so selfish. I always think of it as being selfish. I received that letter. I would have paid any amount of money to receive that letter, and they're thanking me, and meanwhile I'm saying, this is the best thing I've ever received in my life.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for you that you have a life of meaning and substance, and congratulations for that. And keep giving, because I love to give too, and that's what tonight's all about. So thank you so very much.
Thank you. It's
and
my
congratulations.
pleasure.
Nice to meet
very
you.
much.
You're welcome.
We are living the future. The future is now.
In the last 10 years, we have more than tripled in size and have dramatically expanded into other intellectual and developmental disabilities.
We're adapting to the students and the clientele that's coming into our programs each and every day.
ADAPT has always been interested in the utilization of technology.
And with us now is Linda. How are you today?
Great. How are you?
Good. So you are now the CEO. This is your first year in that position.
That's
and
correct.
it's the first gala since Mr. Matthews' passing.
Yeah.
Tell us about your heartfelt feelings about this evening.
It's a lot of mixed emotion tonight. Last year at the gala, he had just gone into the hospital. And in truth, he was in the hospital from then until November when he passed. So it's been very difficult. He was the heart and soul of ADAPT, so we miss him, and we just can't believe that we're here now at another chapter in ADAPT Community Network. But our goal is to pay it forward.
Well, I think his spirit is with us tonight, and I know that he's proud of all of us for, especially you, for carrying the torch so well. Tonight, there's over 600 people attending, Linda. Yeah. That's a record number. So congratulations. People love us, right? They love ADAPT.
Let's hope so. Yes. And we're a lot to love.
You have 4 wonderful honorees tonight.
Yes.
Let's go through them. You got 2 Marks, right? 1 Cheryl and 1 very, very lovely man.
Yes. Yes, we have Mark Seelig, who is a partner in a law firm, and he has a very interesting story to tell, which I don't want to break the news, but but he is a good man, and he demonstrates a great humanitarian spirit. We have Giles Dooley, and Giles is an amazing person. Amazing.
World-renowned photographer.
And I just met him a few minutes ago myself, and he has an indomitable spirit. So he too has a great story to tell.
And Cheryl, we love Cheryl.
We love Cheryl. Cheryl is a friend to ADAPT. Cheryl is the news anchor at New York One. She's been in the news business for over 35 years and doing stories about UCP of New York City before it was ADAPT. And since it's ADAPT, she continues to be a friend. We feature a lot of technology in all that we do because it really enhances the lives of the people we support. And Cox Media has done so much with technology, and we hope to feature them in some of our technology exhibits. And they're just an amazing company, and they recognize the potential of people with disabilities, which is so special to all of us. We love to see the people we support get out into the community, get out into the workforce. They have such talent, such ability, and that's our goal. Our goal is to help them be as independent as they can be, and we treat everyone one person at a time.
Now, for someone that can't be here tonight, but they still want to make a donation, is it possible to go to your website to make a donation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
ADAPTCommunityNetwork.org.
There we go.
There you go.
I thank you so sincerely. What was one thing this year that you were super proud about? Just one little thing that resonates with your heart.
I am so proud of my team that through all of the ups and downs and challenges of Ed being so sick, they persevered and we did not miss a beat.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much, as always. Thank you for inviting me. Stay tuned for more. We're living it up right here with ADAPT.